John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Today I'm excited to test a new head by Trifecta. Trifecta hit the scene a couple of years ago and made just some fantastic broadheads, and then they've just redesigned and kind of reimagined and improved those and created some new ones as well. So today I'm going to be testing their 125 grain non-vented Tank, this fixed blade broadhead that has some cool improvements over the previous design, but kept the main strengths of that design intact. So for this testing, I'm going to be using my process for 2025. And for a detailed description of that, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year called 2025 Broadhead Test Process. I get so many questions about different things, why I do this, how I do that. And if you just watch the video, okay, it would answer a lot of those questions. And for most of the testing, I'm going to be using my Elite Eon that I'm just absolutely loving. Man, I'm loving it in the lab, on the range, and in the field and hunting situations. Really love that bow. And I'm also going to be using my Killer Instinct LogiX 435 crossbow for the flight testing. Okay, let's, and I'm using Bishop archery, arrows, and bolts for all the shooting. Okay, let's zoom on in here and check out this Trifecta Tank and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at the 125 grain model in the Titan series, which is called the Tank. It's a good name for it because I think it really is going to be a tank, but we'll have to see when we test it. But let's start with the ferrule, the materials. The ferrule is made out of titanium in this Titan series, are all titanium ferrules that helps them save some weight to be able to use heavier, stronger blades. And that's what they've done. So they've got in the front here the 0.5 inch cutting diameter tip. It's just one piece tip, and that's 0.060 inches thick. So nice, thick, beefy tip. And then you've got the main blade that has a cutting diameter of 1.25 inches, and this blade is 0.080 inches thick. One of the thicker blades on the market. That really is a tank if you think about it. So 1.25 this way, 0.5 this way. The total cut on this is 1.75 inches. Now it's single bevel all around on each of these edges, and the bevel is at 40 degrees to produce maximum rotation and minimal edge shatter, maximum durability as well as rotation there. The total length beyond the end of the ferrule, beyond the end of the arrow, is 1.41 inches. Now the cool thing about this whole Titan series is the modularity to it. So you've got this 125 grain tank, but you can replace this front blade with one of these bad boys if you want and give it an even wider cut, or you can replace the main blade with a lighter one, make it 100 grains, or you can replace the main blade with this one and make it wider, or you can replace it this way with this one, make it heavier and wider, or you can mix and match any of those with the various tips, with this tip or with this tip. So you've got all kinds of combinations and permutations of broadheads here. It's really nice, just based on your setup and based on what animals you're hunting. You can just use a little tool, just any little tool, but you got a tool like this, and just unscrew these blades, these screws, these set screws, and replace these blades using the same ferrule. And man, you've got all kinds of things that you can do, and really you can hunt any species on the planet with that. So really cool design, and you've got weights from 100 grain up to 175 grain, so you're covering pretty much every setup needed. As for the price, they come out at $60 for a 3-pack. You can use my discount code LUSK10 and save 10% of that, which is really nice. And for resharpening, I would use the Stay Sharp Guide C Kit. It worked great with that 40-degree bevel. The C Kit would work really well. Really look forward to putting this head to the test and seeing how it performs. The Trifecta Tank got the bullseye. Unfortunately, I didn't get the shot on film. I accidentally hit the record button twice. Sorry about that. It took 194 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a bonus of 0.06 points for being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated 8.5 inches. I know it doesn't look exactly like that with the angle of the lens, but that's the penetration. It took an additional 23 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.54 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 60 layers, which is an 8.57 on a 10-point scale, and it's actually quite good given the thickness of those blades. Unfortunately, I realized later that you can't see anything with this gel because of the bend in it and the way it affects the view, but it penetrated 13.5 inches and rotated a whopping 105 degrees. Wow. It's in absolutely perfect condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. And it's still in excellent condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. And I love these holes. You can see the thickness of the main blade as well as that classic S cut from a really good single bevel. That opens up a really nice wound channel there. Here it is after all the durability testing, and all I can say is, wow, it held up, of course, perfectly well to the MDF, as well as to the steel plate. Couldn't even tell it's been shot. And then into the cinder block, it penetrated pretty deeply there into the cinder block. And even with this cut on contact single bevel tip, that, you know, it's going to bear the force of rotation as it hits that cinder block. It's still just in fantastic shape. So it's going to get the extra 2-point bonus for not having any real noticeable damage after all the durability testing. Very impressive. So what'd you think? Man, talk about a winner of a Broadhead. Wow. It got one of the highest scores of any fixed blade head that I've ever tested. One of the highest scores of any Broadhead that I've ever tested. Love the improvements they've made. Love the flight, the penetration. That rotation is out of this world. And then the durability, man, it just did not have a weakness, except maybe it's got a smaller cut size and than you would like. Maybe it's just exactly the cut size you would like, but that's where the modularity comes in with those extra wide blades, and I look forward to testing those in the future. And it comes at a really good price already, like $20 per Broadhead, but when you use my discount code LUSK10, it lowers that price 10%. So really worth giving it a serious look. So stay tuned for the overall score sheet as well as the corresponding LUSK grade. And stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes I can offer, like the Trifecta, just to help you save some money. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.